Now these are the brand new AirPods Pro 2nd Gen with USB-C, and weirdly enough, Apple added a bunch of new features to these new versions but kept the name pretty much similar. And if you buy these new ones, you're gonna get a couple of features that the previous version just doesn't have. The obvious one is the port change to USB Type-C, so if you're planning on buying a new iPhone 15, you can just carry one cable to charge all your devices. If you are buying this and you have a 14 and earlier, technically you will still have to carry a lightning cable along with your new Type-C cable, unless you plan on MagSafe charging everything. Now these new versions, or specifically the iPhone 15, bring a new feature allowing you to reverse charge your earbuds. The cool thing about this is it also works with the previous Lightning version. If you have a Type-C to Lightning cable and you connect it to an iPhone 15, it will charge the original AirPods Pro 2nd Gen, and obviously it works with the newer version too. The other thing that changed was the rating or the certification. The previous version was only IPX4, which is sweat resistance. The new version maintains that sweat resistance, but also adds on dust resistance. So technically, these new ones are IP54. The weird thing though is that when I look at these devices, they look identical. Like there's literally no change on the design compared to the previous model and the newer version. Even the earbuds themselves are identical, which begs the question on why are the new versions IP54 and the old ones are not? Because like the gaps and everything, the location of the mesh and all that stuff is identical. But one of the biggest announcements that came specific to the 2nd Gen with USB-C is lossless audio. Now, unfortunately, this only works with the Apple Vision Pro, so there's no way to test this out right now. But according to Apple, this is a new groundbreaking wireless protocol that they've never done before. And it's really unfortunate that we don't get it with the iPhone 15. Now, I have a theory behind this. The reason why it probably works with the Vision Pro is maybe the H2 chips in these newer versions are slightly different, and also the distance of your ears to the Vision Pro is very short. For those of you unfamiliar with lossless audio, it requires a certain amount of bandwidth to carry all that data, and Bluetooth is just not big enough to do lossless properly. So my guess is because the distance is so close, they can make it happen using this wireless protocol, whereas if they were to do it with, let's say, an iPhone 15, for example, usually that's in your pocket or another part of the room, it would be a lot more difficult to do. But the best features come into both of these AirPods Pro 2nd Gen are software based, and they work with both. So it doesn't matter which version you have. And it all comes with iOS 17. So I've been using it over the weekend. I took these new USB-C versions to the gym, but again, works with Lightning as well. And it introduces two new features: conversation awareness and adaptive. Conversation awareness is really cool. So I'd be listening to music at the gym, weights are hitting, people are talking in the background, you have music playing. But as soon as someone gets close enough, or if I get close to them and start up a conversation, the AirPods Pro detect it, lower the volume, pause whatever you're listening to in the background so that you can have a proper conversation. Now this is really handy. I no longer have to take the earbud out of my ear, but it also introduces another little issue, and that's mannerisms. As a society, we're all used to taking an earbud out as a sign of respect if we're having a conversation. But now that it kind of happens naturally on your AirPods Pro, less people are going to be doing that. I think it's going to take time until we see it as something acceptable. The other cool feature is adaptive, and this basically blends transparency mode and noise cancellation. What it does is it scans your environment. So let's say if you're in a plane, it's probably going to put on full noise cancellation so that you have a super quiet experience. But let's say if you're in a situation where you're outdoors having a walk, noise cancellation is not going to be as aggressive so that you can hear your surroundings. So it basically adapts to whatever environment you're currently in. Now, if you want to customize some of this stuff, if you jump into settings, then click on the AirPods Pro when they're connected, you can scroll down and then you have two options. You have personalized volume, which allows you to turn it off, but you can also adjust how loud the media is you're listening to relative to your environment. And if you're not having fun with conversation awareness rather, you can turn it on or off right in the settings. Either way, these are some nice new features to USB-C. Obviously, do not buy the AirPods Pro 2nd Gen if you have the Lightning version. These upgrades are not as big or worthy, especially the lossless component, because first of all, Vision Pro is not out right now, and we have no idea how good it's going to be. Either way, I hope that clears up any confusion between these two. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.